As a result of that tragedy, everybody, especially in the Jewish community, that uses whether it's a black, a hot plate, and we're going to be demonstrating 3 different hot plates, the differences between one and another, which is safer, which may be a little less, etc. We're not telling anyone what to do, but we want to present it to you. So as a result of that tragedy, everybody, including myself, started looking. I use a hot plate. I use something for hot water. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What can I do better to make it safe? Because, you know, when something happens, everybody sort of wakes up and says, Ike. So we have an opportunity today to listen to experts from the fire department, electrician for the past forever, who will talk to us about some of the issues. At the end of the event, as you know, we will be distributing, each one of you in a bag will get 4 different items, which will include, of course, a digital timer and 3 sensors. Something that is extremely important that will be explained here by people from the company in terms of why these things are important and how they should be used and so on. Very, very important. And, you know, the people that are here today, you can share this information with other people as well. I'm going to tell you one story as we get started. Before I even do that, let me just recognize right immediately, we have the leaders of the Shomrim here in Borough Park, Yankee Descal. Baruch Hashem, we have in Flatbush as well. Unbelievable what they do, their dedication, devotion. Baruch Moskowitz of the Flatbush Shomrim. Let's hear the same applause for Flatbush, everybody. Okay. So, I'll tell you a little story that happened to me, and then we'll get right on with the program. Maybe a week before the tragedy that happened, I was making, you know, I don't cook. I don't know if any of the men here do. You know, I know how to make a barbecue, but I don't really do anything in the kitchen. But that changed 8 weeks ago. Right before Shabbos, I decided I was going to, we got a new stove. No, that was the old stove. I said, I'm going to make something right before Shabbos, and it's called filet mignon. It's a new thing. You know, I'm going to make it. Look up at Shabbos for everybody. And let me tell you what happened. I prepared it. I put oil into the thing, put it into the oven literally a half hour before I went to shul, before I went to the synagogue. And the next thing I know, I'm watching it because they told me only 3-4 minutes each side. The next thing I see, there's a fire inside the oven. I see flames in the oven. This happened to me. And I'll tell you even something else. I admit this. So I can tell you from my own experience. The smoke detector, which was right outside the kitchen, guess what? I didn't change the battery for many years, and it didn't work. I didn't know what to do. What do you do when there's a fire in the oven? Flames. I right away yelled to my wife, I said, Shani, close the oven. That much I think made sense. But you know what I did next that was wrong? I opened the oven, and the flame, see, people here know. I didn't know, and I've been around a while, right? I had no idea, but I learned from that, and I realized that all of us can learn different things. And I learned that you're not supposed to open that oven. I didn't know what to do. I was in panic right before Shabbos. So that's what this is all about. The first person I want to call up, and again, so many people have contributed their time and everything to today. You know, the hot plates. You know, one of the reporters said to me from Channel 11, he said to me that a lot of people say that we in the Jewish community, that it's more important to use a hot plate or to use these instruments than being safe. I didn't like that, because that's not true. By us, to be safe, to make sure nothing happens is the most important thing, right? I said, if you do things the right way, if you take care and make sure that things like the wire I used to go to my daughter's house on a Shabbos, and she has Kanina, her 6 kids, and I would see the wire on her hot plate. She doesn't use one anymore, but the wire I noticed was not taken care of to be like this, where it's not too close to the oven. So it's not a question of the hot plate. You got to make sure your eyes have to be open. You know, sometimes we're so busy with our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. We're so busy that we don't concentrate on something that may be unsafe. So today, we will give you some tips, some basic information, and we will, of course, distribute to you for free all these different items. As I said, 4 different items. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who's involved in our community in major projects, and he's someone I know for a long time, Bezalel Steinberg, obviously licensed electrician, and he will share with us some things, information that may be useful to you in terms of safety at home, and also we'll talk to you about these hot plates. By the way, one thing I can see right away, I don't know anything about hot plates. I can see one thing right away, and maybe I'm wrong, because not what you see is always, you know, accurate, correct? I see a gorgeous hot plate here, big and nice and fancy. I don't know. Then I see a little thing here, I would say, and I don't know, maybe this is the cheapest. Then I see another one here. I said, you know, that's in between. But I already see things here. I see that one is made in China. I see that one has UL certified. At least that means that it was checked, or at least it has some kind of certification. And I think this one also, I learned something, not today, in the last 24 hours. There's something called CE. UL, CE. What is CE, UL? If you went to a hardware store, if you went to the Buzz or anywhere else, or Doodies, and we want to thank them also for contributing these today for our demonstration. What does CE mean? UL you see a lot. A lot of people don't know what it is, but, okay? CE is the same as UL, except this is used in Europe. This is sold throughout the European Union, all the countries there, and it's also similar in the sense that it's telling you that it has some kind of certification. Someone has looked at it, someone has dealt with it. And I think the one from China is a different story. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Bezalel Steinberg to